Weekend of Stony Brook home schedule here for your Seawolves as they take on the Towson Tigers from inside Pritchard Gymnasium right here on Flow Volleyball. We welcome you inside Pritchard. Joey Jarzinka on hand with you. Stony Brook comes in 14-10 on the campaign, 7-7 in the CAA. Meanwhile, Towson, they come in sitting at the top of the table, 20-4, 11-3. We take a peek at the 2024 volleyball standings. So there's 5 teams that are locked in to the CAA tournament that will be hosted by Towson down in Maryland in a few weeks. So Towson, Delaware, Charleston, Hofstra, North Carolina A&T are the 5. And of course now there's roughly about 4 teams vying for one spot, that 6th spot. Stony Brook currently leading the charge, 7-7. Northeastern a game back. Elon right now, they're in a bit of a free fall. They are 2 games back. Stony Brook has that advantage after sweeping them a couple of weeks ago. And then William & Mary, UNCW, and Campbell are the remaining 3. So those 3 on the bottom, well, they still have a chance, but right now Stony Brook, Northeastern, and Elon are really those 3 that are in the running for that 6th spot. Let's take a peek now at the starting lineup for your Stony Brook Seawolves. Tori Henry, Callie Moore, Ayana Pierre-Louis, Abby Campbell in the middle, Julia Patsos is the libero, Leonie Coons is donning 17. Madison Signa is the defensive specialist. Just one quick note for all of those folks that are out there. Callie Moore typically dons number 15, but due to a jersey malfunction pregame, from what we were told, she will be wearing number 6 here this evening. You take a peek on the opposite side for Towson, and what a job by the Towson Tigers, led by head coach Don Metal in his 12th campaign. And last year was a little bit of an off year when you look at it, right? Just a year ago, they couldn't get anything done in the conference tournament. When we say they couldn't get anything done, well, for their standards, that was the case. They fell to number 2 Delaware in the CAA tournament semifinal, right? Now, when you really, I guess, you look back to the previous few years, 2022, no surprise, 29-2, they were CAA champs. And then looking all the way back to 2019, they were CAA champs. They had run the table in the CAA. Last year, a little bit different, but head coach Don Metal has this team riding a hot 6-game winning streak. It's Aaron Brothers, Sydney Stewart, Victoria Barrett, the preseason player of the year in the CAA, Maisie Jesse, Sarah Callender, Yelenia DeMango, and Zaire Abdul Rahim. A couple of years ago, was stationed out at Hofstra as an outside and eventually took her talents down the DMV, or down to the DMV rather, and plays for Towson now. So we'll take a peek now at our keys to the game here, starting with Stony Brook. And you look at the offensive variability, right? That's something that head coach Kristen Belzung had spoken to us about the last few weeks, is that we need to get Callie Moore some help. And something that she had said is, she said that she's been getting a lot of help as of late from Leonie Coons, a lot more really from the middles as well. Abby Campbell has been a humongous asset ever since coming back from injury. We have to use all of our tools. We've got a lot that they have in store too, so we just have to see it all come together and then keep Towson off balance. They have so much talent on their team. And right there, again, off balance, well, Tori Henry gets things started with a service ace. You want to talk about keeping them off balance? You do exactly that to open up this match. Now, Tori Henry, the graduate, sends one just over the head of the libero in Sydney Stewart. So you take a peek at Tori Henry, who was named Defensive Player of the Week back on September 23rd. Recorded 60 set assists against North Carolina A&T. Also recorded her 4,000th career assist just a few weeks ago as well. Upstairs for Coons, left side blocking comes alive by way of Victoria Barrett, alongside Yelenia DeMango. So Sydney Stewart gets things together. Upstairs now across the way for Callie Moore. Diving dig that time. On the outside is Abdul Rahim. And Towson with point number 3 on the board. So Towson comes in 20-4, 11-3 in conference play. We showed you the conference standings just a few moments ago. And again, what a job by Towson as of late. And you look back to really Columbus Day weekend, and they were not able to get anything done against the now upstart College of Charleston team. They fell in straight sets, and then the day after, they fell in 5 sets. But then after, they ran the table against Hampton, Elon, and Northeastern, respectively. And history does not bode well for this Stony Brook program against Towson. We'll get into that in a few short moments. But a timeout nice and early for the Seawolves. We're going to stay right here with you. Let's take a peek now at Towson's keys to victory here. And we got a chance to talk with head coach Don Metal just a few days ago. And something he told us, he said that we really have to limit Stony Brook's outsides. He really put a lot of emphasis on Callie Moore and Leonie Coons. Those are the two that are the focal points for this Stony Brook offense. There's plenty of more, but those are the two that he really focused on. You look at Abby Campbell as well, and she is now back from the chronic injury that she has been dealing with all year long, plaguing her. They have to serve tough, too. That's something else that has been a big asset for this team. They average 2 aces per set. They are ranked 15th in the nation in aces per set. Also, total service aces, they are sitting atop the CAA with 174, 24th in the nation. Also, seeing matchups is absolutely crucial. Awareness is key. Head coach Don Metal had told us, he said that we have to be very aware. There have been instances this season that we're not aware on the floor. So we have to be able to really make sure that we are pinpointing our opposition. Well, you can hear a pin drop here as the timeout comes to a close. And it's Stewart set to serve. Just far. So Callie Moore, just a few weeks ago, recorded her 1,000th career kill. That was against Elon in the Phoenix, as her service hits the top of the tape. And the Tigers in front 6-2. A couple of subs coming on here. It's Kaitlyn Moran with Zaire Abdul-Rahim, the graduate out of Baltimore, checking out. Moran, the freshman setter out of Kennesaw, Georgia. Kept alive that time, Patzos. That's Quinn Anderson on the outside. Right side blocking for Ayana Pierre-Louis and Leonie Coons. Ayana Pierre-Louis, a phenomenal story from last year. Again, slowly getting the wind underneath her sails and has done a really phenomenal job here in year number 2. Upstairs for Victoria Barrett. Kept alive by Campbell. Back row attack. Campbell, Henry, and bumped over by Coons. Right side, just not enough. And the Seawolves are back within 2. Ayana Pierre-Louis, the sophomore middle blocker out of Austin, Texas. Last year, 67 blocks, 110 total kills, has been a crucial piece to this team's offense, especially in the middle. And Leonie Coons alongside Abby Campbell with a half point each. And when we spoke with Kristen Belzung, really the last couple of years, something that she had told us is the consistency at the middle blocking position, has not been as good as she liked. And now we're beginning to see, as this season continues to roll on, that the middle blocking position for Belzung and the Seawolves is beginning to stabilize. Victoria Barrett with the service ace. That goes right past the diving freshman in Quinn Anderson. So now 8-5. And another one. Well, we can tell you all about Victoria Barrett, but Folks, do you have a couple of hours? It is that good. Hear what Victoria Barrett brings to the table. Was named preseason All-CAA, first-teamer, also preseason Player of the Year. Upstairs, kind of dumped that one down, was DeMango. Stewart keeps it alive. It's Moran, dumped over. Patsos sets up Coons right side and goes off of Coons. It's Sarah Callender leading the charge, the junior outside. Well, taking a peek here at Victoria Barrett. 12 kills, 9 digs, 3 blocks against Northeastern, ranked second in the CAA with 336 kills as Abby Campbell sends that ball directly off of her forearm into the net. And through 16 points, Seawolves have won 5 of the 16, and Kristen Belzung has taken both of her timeouts nice and early. With that being said, we'll take a quick 30-second break here on Flow Sports.
You left late, and we had to walk a mile to the stadium. What have you prepared for us, Chef?
Eckrich smoked sausage, Chef.
Well done, Chef.
Yes!
For smoked sausage you heat up and eat up, just add Eckrich.
So a 5-0 scoring run for the Towson Tigers prompted Kristen Belzung to take her second timeout of set number 1. So 5 of the 16 points have gone to the Seawolves as Henry back row attempt from Callie Moore. Upstairs, right side for Ava Nakai. Callie Moore, Henry, Coons tries to dump it. Upstairs for Moran. Patsos, back row attempt. Converted by Callie Moore. And again, if you're just joining us, Callie Moore donning number 6 today after a uniform malfunction early on. 15 not available, but that is her number. Normally, Stewart on the reception. Moran sets up Nakai, and she's able to record her first kill of the match. Ava Nakai out of Spanish Fork, Utah. The 5'11" freshman. Henry upstairs for Campbell. Termination complete for Abby Campbell. And narrows Towson's lead to just 5. Well, Madison Signa, what a job she had done roughly about 3 weeks ago against Elon. 6 service aces on that Saturday. A career high in aces with 6. Meanwhile, number 6 in Callie Moore just goes a little bit too far. And the Tigers back in front by 6. So far, 14 attempts for Stony Brook. 3 of them have been converted. A negative hit percentage, 3 service errors, 6 digs, 3 blocks for Towson. Henry upstairs for Campbell, right in the sweet spot. So here's Julia Patsos. Hits the top of the tape that time. Last year was named to the CAA All-Tournament team, 11th most digs by any player in a season in program history last year with 469. What a job that she had done last year. Here's Moore right in the sweet spot once again. And now if you're Towson, that's kind of the adjustments that you're going to have to make. You're seeing those outsides. Again, Don Metal had spoken about Coons and Moore, but they forgot about Abby Campbell at times. And again, some of the unforced errors there by the Seawolves. Well, those are opportunities that you definitely want back. 15-9, Tigers in front. Henry sets up Moore, looks for the dump, pancake save. And hits the roof of Pritchard and goes off of a fingertip there. Looked as if it was DeMango's fingertip, and the Seawolves within 5. So Anderson comes back in for the likes of Signa. Near perfect setup for DeMango. Back row attempt from Moore. They'll try it again. Oh, what a stop there by Patsos. Anderson too far. And really, when you look at that attempt there by Zaire Abdul-Rahim, the graduate 6'2" outside, and to be able to dig that out, really a gorgeous feed. Here's Anderson, Henry, Anderson again, tries to dump it and is successful. Quinn Anderson has been phenomenal this year. The freshman out of Westboro, Massachusetts, spoke to Kristen Belzung about Anderson and considered her a diamond in the rough out of a non-volleyball town in Westboro, Mass. Barrett kept alive by Moore. Anderson off the top of the tape cannot get the friendly Stony Brook roll. Henry upstairs for Moore. Back row attempt and off the fingertips of Kaitlyn Moran. So Callie Moore with the kill that time. Moran. What a dig again by Patsos. Back row attempt is sent directly into the net. And looks as if that a changing of the guard at the service line will occur. And it's Laura Detweiler, the sophomore libero and defensive specialist transfer from University of Arizona, and did not play out in Arizona. Plays a lot here at Towson. Another back row attack off of the palm from Moore. Patsos kept it alive on the diving stop. Anderson. And that one goes out of play. Quinn Anderson with her second kill comes in dominant fashion. And Stony Brook within 5 again, and that's the biggest. That might just be the biggest and the tallest task that Stony Brook and pretty much any CAA team have in front of them every time they play this Towson team, is to keep things close. And right there, it's Campbell and Moore keeping it close on the outside. Seawolves within 4, and now Towson, they take a timeout. let's take a peek at our series history here, and it does not favor Stony Brook by any means. Let's discuss what we see here on the screen in a few short moments. And again, last meeting was on November 17th, 2023 in the CAA tournament semifinal. Towson won in straight sets. Now you look at the top, folks, and if only we had a telestrator, we could circle it. It's not a good one. Towson leads 13-0 since October 1st, 2001. You look at that last bullet point. Stony Brook has never won more than one set against Towson in nearly 23 years. The last time these two teams met on Long Island was September 24th and 25th of 2022, and Towson had combined to win 6-0 in straight sets back in the month of September. So that is the task that Stony Brook has at hand here. And right now, they're doing a really good job to keep things close. And something that head coach Don Metal had spoken to us about a few moments ago, very simply, is that they graduated a lot of players. And to bring in some players to try and really gel them in here might just be the biggest challenge that he and other coaches around the nation have. He really told us a lot about the NIL stuff, told us a lot about really the recruiting aspect. It's a different game now. But again, to be able to do that, it's definitely a good thing there. And for Stony Brook, they continue to recruit, get a couple of transfers here and there. But Towson, well, they're a little bit of a different animal, and Stony Brook and really the CAA, they've got their hands full. Within five, are the Seawolves here, 19-14. Nice reception there by Signa. Back row attempt from Coons. Outside for Abdul Rahim. Henry. And right side blocking comes into effect for Aaron Brothers. Abdul Rahim with the assist there. And first to 20 are the Tigers. Here's Henry to Moore. Abdul Rahim on the right side. Henry, Campbell with the dump, kept alive by Stewart. What a stop. Henry to Moore. Stewart sets up Abdul Rahim. Henry, right side to Campbell. Got away from it. And again, the way that Abby Campbell had come down with it did not completely follow through on that attempt there, so the ball had gone airborne. Henry to Moore. Stewart kept it alive. Henry, the center dump. The specialty. Here's Patos. Upstairs, outside from Sarah Callender, who puts together her first kill. And now the Tigers in front by 7. They are 3 away from securing set number 1. Henry, Coons off balance. Towson, they knew exactly what had gone down. Henry upstairs, Pierre-Louis, and goes out of play. Stony Brook within 6. And you have to look here at some of the unforced errors that Stony Brook has put together here, because Towson's numbers are not really nice and high, but here on the outside, it's Callie Moore and Ayana Pierre-Louis with half a point each there. 11 attacking errors for Stony Brook. Meanwhile, 5 service errors, and that's 16 free points. And now Towson in front by 6 once again. That's kind of the theme of this one here. Here's Sydney Stewart. Libero to libero. Upstairs for Moore on the outside, and just like Abby Campbell a few points ago, Callie Moore could not seal the deal on the outside, could not follow through, and now the Tigers with 7 set points. Henry, Moore, upstairs Abdul Rahim. And lately, that's the theme here. The last, give or take, 4 points has been not following through on your attempts. And a service ace for Callie Moore. That's just the second service ace for Stony Brook here tonight. And Stony Brook hanging on here. Abdul Rahim. Patsos upstairs for Coons. Stewart sets up Barrett. What a termination. What a way to finish set number 1, the preseason player of the year in the CAA. Puts Towson in front 25-19 after the first set. Back in a few moments here on Flow Sports as we get you set to go for set number 2 from Pritchard Gymnasium. Well, coming out of the break, Stony Brook, they look to get things together after a tight set number 1. And again, you may not think it was tight, but at times they narrowed the lead to as little as 4 against Towson. But again, Towson at the end, they simply pulled away at the end. And we'll take a peek at some of our statistics here heading into set number 2. And again, 11 kills for Stony Brook, just 5 for Towson. Now, the biggest takeaway from that, folks, is the fact that Stony Brook had really shot themselves in the foot more times than none. 11 total kills compared to Towson's 5. Hitting percentage is exactly at 0. 5 attacking errors, 29 attempts total. But then you look at the errors made by Stony Brook. 12 on the attempts, 6 on the service errors. And that has really been the turning point here of this match, because really Towson did not surprise a lot of folks, or rather Towson did surprise a lot of folks by not hammering home a few more shots or attempts than you typically would see. But Stony Brook, again, they kept it. They really did well in the first set compared, when you really think about it. So now we'll see what set number 2 brings. And again, if Stony Brook can turn things around, and if Towson plays the way they played in the first set, Stony Brook may have a chance. And again, we'll take a peek at the series history momentarily, and we'll do that later on. But again, we told you early on, when we viewed the series history the first time, that Stony Brook has never won more than 1 set against Towson in their times playing against one another. And Leonie Coons goes off of Victoria Barrett. So Stony Brook opens up set number 2 with its first point. And again, a good sign here for Stony Brook in the early going. And that's the biggest takeaway now. If they could change up a few things, we'll see. And make that a 2-point lead to open up. As Ayana Pierre-Louis records her first service ace of the match. Line drive service off of the top of the tape to Barrett on the outside, and lands just home right on the near sideline. Anderson, Campbell, and Henry along the near side. 8, 2, and 14 you'll be able to see on your screen. Henry sets up Coons, right side, gives it right back to the Tigers. And make that a 4-1 Seawolves lead, as Leonie Coons with her first service ace. The team now has 4. Upstairs from Moran, Barrett, and there's not much you can do when she has control. Victoria Barrett and Callie Moore, 1 and 2 in total kills. Battle at the net. And just wide from Ava Nakai. And that service by Madison Signa directly into the net. Again, Seawolves have a 2-point lead here, 5-3. And now it's Elena DeMango. And that one ricochets off of the top of the tape. And Towson gets a gift. That time, another service ace. Meanwhile, DeMango once more. Patos, Henry, to Moore, outside. Moran upstairs for Callender, and Towson. They tie this one up at 5 apiece. I'll also give you a score update the next timeout as well. I'll pack in a whole bunch for you. Upstairs for Campbell, tries to dump and is successful on the right side. Abby Campbell puts the Seawolves back in front by 1. Well, that's something that Belzong had told us too. Really believes that Abby Campbell is over the injury that she had sustained in the beginning of the season. Off balance attempt. Upstairs, off of the fingertips again from Calendar. Signa, Henry, the setter's specialty. Bad set there by Henry that time. You can see there with Maisie Jesse, the sophomore setter. Keep in mind, this Towson team, they run a 6-2 offense. Meanwhile, Seawolves run that 5-1. And Aaron Brothers puts the Tigers in front 7-6. Tried to dump it down, was Abdul Rahim on the right side. Back row attempt the other way. Abdul Rahim again goes off of Coons. Probably was going out. And credit to Abdul Rahim. Gives Towson a 2-point edge in the midst of a 3-0 scoring run. Here's Henry on the outside. It's Callie Moore. He'll try it again, Abdul Rahim. Moore was ready for it. Off balance there. Great pancake save by Patsos. Stewart. Upstairs, Brothers kept alive. Oh, what a stop! But just goes wide, and the Seawolves are able to escape that acrobatic stop with a point, and they still trail by 1, 8-7. Tori Henry, one of the best setters that this program has ever seen. Brothers, too much for Signa to handle. And now a 2-point edge. Sarah Calendar. Transfer from William and Mary. Upstairs, Moore. They'll do it again, Abdul Rahim, and off of Moore. Could not keep it in bounds. Tigers with their largest lead of set number 2 by 3. Henry, Patsos kept it alive on the run and just wide. And we'll see if Belzong takes a timeout at some point. Looks as if she will now. And now the question is that how do you regain that swagger that you had in the beginning of this second set? And really, Towson has buckled things down, and they have not been able to get an answer against the Tigers. We'll find out more in about 60 seconds here on Flow Sports. So the Tigers in the midst of a 3-0 scoring run. They're in front of Stony Brook by 4. Joey Jarzinka back with you. Our production team led by Nick Costi, Brandon Natali as well, here with us tonight. Cannot thank everyone for making us a part of your Saturday evening. Here's more, just wide, and goes just in front of associate coach Terry Hutchinson. Assistant coach Mariana Silva, third season at Towson, the FIU graduate from 2018, is on the staff of Medal 2, kept alive, and that one goes just out of the reach, went behind the ladder. Well, speaking of the ladder, we'll tell you the officials. We did not give that to you before. Ladder official is Patrick Burns. The table side official is Ryan Almansi. Lewis Becker and Shayna Presley are the 2 line judges. Here's Anderson, Henry, Pierre-Louis, tic-tac-toe. Diana Pierre-Louis with her 3rd kill in as many attempts. Additionally with 1 ace and 1 block. Upstairs for Barrett. Henry. Set up Coons there. Here's Stewart. She'll set up Barrett. And tried to be a bit ambidextrous, but could not convert on the left hand. Upstairs, poked over. Ever so slightly to Mango. Abdul Rahim set up by Jesse and goes off of Campbell and out of play. Towson back in front by a pair. While Stony Brook narrowed the lead to as much as 1, or as little as 1, if you will. Battle in the middle, Anderson, that time off of Nakai. Quinn Anderson, her 3rd kill in 9 attempts. Kept alive on a pancake by Stewart. And Quinn Anderson, back-to-back points. For the freshman. And service error that time by Leonie Coons. Puts the Tigers back in front. Anderson had knotted this one up at 13. But assistance from her teammates not there at this time. Here's Barrett. Henry upstairs for Campbell, right side. Miscommunication between Henry and Campbell. Upstairs, Moran. Outside for Calendar. Henry, Campbell, the dump. On the outside. We're knotted up at 14. We told you about Madison Signa's career day back on October 19th for the team with the 11 service aces, the most this year. Upstairs, that's Calendar, kept alive, Patsos. Campbell gets one home, puts the Seawolves in front once more, 15-14 here in set number 2. And that service just long. And again, we told you about the service errors for Stony Brook. They've got 9 so far. And that's a number that you do not want to continue to see grow. That is a minus 8-point margin, basically 8 free points there to Towson. But head coach Don Metal takes his first time out of set number 2. We're going to stay right here with you. We're going to take a peek here at the Seawolves and really their entire overview. Now, we use the word struggling simply because of what has gone down at the worst possible time here for Stony Brook. They've lost 5 of their last 9, and really, when you look at what has gone down, 4 of those losses were against CAA opponents, and that is something that you do not want to continue to see, especially going up against a tough Towson team that has absolutely caught fire as of late. And they're locked in right now for a playoff spot. They still have something to fight for, Towson. They want to host next year as well. But we continue looking here. CAA preseason poll for the Seawolves. They were selected to finish 5th out of 12. Last year, things looked good. 17-14, 11-7. They went on a monumental win streak, and they finished 5th. So that's obviously the biggest reason why they were selected to finish 5th. And then a couple of CAA campaigns and a couple of CAA tournament appearances. But that streak is in jeopardy. Again, we told you in the top of the broad. Barrett kept it alive. Upstairs, back row attempt. Barrett probably wants that one back, but here's Moran upstairs, right side. And the Seawolves will get credit for Knockey's contact with the pin. And we're knotted up at 16 again. Moran, brothers, and Cigna not ready for it. So the last time that Stony Brook had won a set against Towson was back on November 17th, 2022. It was down in Maryland in the CAA tournament. Kept it alive. Dumping it over was Jesse. Barrett upstairs, Abdul Rahim, the hops from the Baltimore product. Puts Towson in front by 2. Here's Henry. Moore off the fingertips. It's Abdul Rahim. Henry kept it alive off balance. Great job there by the setter, but could not find the other side of the court. And now the Tigers back in front by 3. Belzung with a couple of words for the tableside official, Ryan Almansi. And a timeout taken by Belzung and the Seawolves. And with that being said,
big companies run on Monday.com. It's how we align our marketing team to turn the orca species we operate into a lovable household name.
So as my department closes family-friendly movie deals,
Mallorca from Mallorca, coming soon.
My team is busy making orcas more approachable.
Friendship tastes better than dolphins.
While we orchestrate our PR efforts.
And it all aligns perfectly on Monday.
Alignment for whatever you run. Start your free trial at Monday.com.
we will also take a quick break here on Flow Sports as well. Back in a moment. So out of the timeout, we take a peek at head coach Kristen Belzong, and she continues to chat with the tableside official in Ryan Almansi. And Kristen Belzong, in her 8th year, recorded her 100th career victory against Colgate in a 5-set battle. And again, they were known as the 5-set queens. Not one that you want to be known as, but Kristen Belzong in her 8th year, 109 wins, 61 in conference, looking for win 62 tonight. Off balance attempt there by Abdul Rahim. More the other side, right down the seam. Oh no! At the last second there, looked as if quite possibly may have made contact. And that's why Towson had the point. Henry upstairs, Pierre-Louis with the kill. Breaks up the 4-0 scoring run put together by the Tigers. Great reception by Barrett. Off of Moore. Give and go. Upstairs, Abdul Rahim, but Moore and Pierre-Louis could not keep it in play. Henry sets up Coons. Stewart. Abdul Rahim off of the fingertips of Moore. Lands right along that back row. Zaire Abdul Rahim with yet her another kill. Now it's 7, a game high. Henry sets up Pierre-Louis just wide. And you can see Stewart had slid there and ever so slightly was just off by a couple of centimeters. So her body did not touch. So the Seawolves cannot stop the pace of play. And a gift that time from Sarah Callender breaks up the 3-0 scoring run. And the Seawolves with 18 total points. Callie Moore, what a job that she has done this entire season, really throughout her career so far. She's got another year too, as Erin Brothers gives the Tigers 6 set points. Tigers simply put it into another gear. And Patsos, unsuccessful reception, and the Tigers take set number 2, 25-18. We'll be back in about 5 minutes here, an extended intermission between sets 2 and 3. And Towson, they are 1 set away from taking the first match of this 2-game set this weekend from Long Island. Back in a few moments here on Flow Sports.
This is the CAA on Flow Sports.
Bacon. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny,
What are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Oh, my bacon-sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
At Stony Brook Cancer Center, we don't just conduct clinical trials, we create them, all so Callie can keep trying new things. We are a multidisciplinary team, caring for you from every angle, so Jim can find just the right one. We develop highly individualized, leading-edge cancer treatments, so Sarah can follow her passions, using our strength to help you regain yours. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you. At Stony Brook Neurosciences Institute, we treat complex conditions involving the brain, so Manny can keep creating new memories. We never stop innovating ways to treat neurological disorders, so Sophie can get back to work. We propel cutting-edge epilepsy research forward, so Cameron never has to look back. Tackling life-changing conditions to help you regain your strength. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
Well, we welcome you back inside Pritchard Gymnasium. Joey Jarzinka and Nick Costi, our producer, on hand with you here on the North Fork of Long Island. Towson in front 2-0. Let's take a peek at some stats after 2. And right now, Towson in front, again, 2-0. Service aces are 5 apiece, and just like what we were saying early on, right, there's a lot of miscues on Stony Brook's side. Towson, they're doing a decent job. They're holding their own, but really the biggest takeaway here are the kills, 21-17, right? And then you also look at service errors too. We don't have that up here on our chart. 9 service errors compared to 2, and then the attacking errors is -10 in favor of Towson, 18-8. You look at some of the positives though, 32 digs compared to 29, and the kills again, 21-17 does not tell the entire story, but we did see Stony Brook, they did have some life in the beginning of the second set before Towson eventually took over. We saw it a little bit down the stretch in the first set, eventually did carry over, but nothing much after that. Back in about 15 seconds here on Flow FC. Well, Callie Moore was presented with a game ball after securing 1,000 kills just a couple of weeks ago. A really nice job there by the entire Stony Brook Seawolves athletic department to present her with a game ball. 1,000 career kills for her. And again, you look back against Delaware last week, 13 kills, 7 digs, leads the team with 13 double-doubles. And this year is a career high, 407 kills and 4 kills per set this season. And again, as we told you early on, Moore and Barrett, 1 and 2 in total kills this year in the CAA. We're underway here in set number 3 as Barrett goes directly into Pierre-Louis and Coons and go the wrong way. Tigers in front, 1-0. With that being said, it's Sydney Stewart now. Henry sets up Moore. Upstairs. Great diving stop there by Signa. And just able to reach over to her right. Who else? Victoria Barrett. 5 kills tonight. 7 digs. Henry sets up Coons and Barrett. The biggest question is, how do you get around that? The Achilles heel tonight for Stony Brook has been trying to evade the power of Barrett and Abdul Rahim, but Moore is able to exploit the little opening along the far seam. It's Barrett, right side, Coons, and Pierre-Louis. Within 1 are the Seawolves entering set number 3. Upstairs for Barrett once more. And point number 4 awarded to Towson. Barrett now 6 kills, 14 total attempts, 6 digs, a couple of aces and 2 blocks. Meanwhile, Kaitlyn Moran with 5 set assists, 1 attempt on the service. Upstairs for Anderson. Moran to Barrett. The dump kept alive, but off of the rear of Henry. Anderson, Henry, back to Anderson. And off the fingertips of a Tiger, Anderson gets credit. Here's Pierre-Louis, 4 of 8 tonight. Barrett with the attempt off of Anderson. She'll try it again. Coons, Henry, right side, Campbell. Moore. Clean movement there by Stony Brook and converts. Stony Brook within 1, and you can see the way Coons had moved laterally. Again, absolutely perfect movement there by Stony Brook. And great awareness on the floor. Barrett, Moran, and Abby Campbell. We're knotted up at 5. Stony Brook in the midst of a 3-0 scoring run. Anderson, Henry to Coons. Stewart tried to keep it alive, but the diving Calendar could not extend the play. Seawolves in front by 1. And a line drive directly into the net. For the Seawolves, and once again, we're knotted up, this time at 6. Henry to Coons, just long. Hitting percentage for Stony Brook in this set, 200 compared to 222 for Towson. Moran kept alive by Patsos, and behind everybody went Henry. And just too much for Stony Brook to handle. Elenia DeMango with her first kill of the match. 8-6, Tigers in front. Campbell, Henry, poked over by Moore. Henry kept it alive. Moore, right in the wheelhouse. Off of Victoria Barrett. Seawolves within one. Breaks up the 3-0 scoring run for the Tigers.
Service Towson.
Henry, Anderson, off of Brothers, and Anderson with kill number 6 in 13 total attempts.
Service Stony Brook.
Upstairs from Moran. Kept alive by Coons. Henry to Campbell. Moran to Callender. Patsos digs it out. Campbell along the bench. Barrett alive. Coons. Henry, the center specialty. Towson did not see that one coming. And the setter dump allows Stony Brook to tie this one up at 9 for the shortest amount of time. So the Tigers, they're back in front by 1 off of the service error. Now that's 12. So service error for Towson allows Stony Brook to tie this one up once more. The last time that Stony Brook had tallied double-digit service errors was a couple of weeks ago against Northeastern, where they fell in 5 sets. Henry, Patsos to Moore, right side blocking. Abdul Rahim. My goodness. We'll take again one more time. Bats it down perfectly. Brothers also gets credit for a point as well. Henry to Pierre-Louis. They did it again, but Pierre-Louis kept it alive, and Callie Moore along the far sideline knocks this one up at 11 again. Line drive from Henry. Upstairs, Barrett. Just beyond the reach of the diving Patsos. The seesaw of points continues. Tigers now in front, 12-11. Henry upstairs for Moore. Patsos, Signa. Up top. Pierre-Louis couldn't find it. Moore was in the region. Patsos has to get it over and does. Upstairs, Abdul Rahim. Cross-court termination. Thirteen to 11, Tigers in front. Upstairs, poked over. And the block party for Stony Brook resumes. Coons and Pierre-Louis. Within one are the Seawolves once more, and that's kind of been the theme of this third set. Have to fight till the very end here. Fight for every point, dig in and simply attack. Off of the head of Coons, kept alive. Up top, Barrett. Coons, oh, what a stop by Stewart. Henry, Pierre-Louis, off the fingertips. Stony Brook ties this one up at 13. What a rally. We'll take another look at it here. And again, you see that attacking decoy. Abdul Rahim goes off of Anderson that time. Again, both teams, just to let everyone know and keep everyone well informed, with 2 timeouts each. Tigers, though, are in front 2-0. Stony Brook has to win the next 2 in order to force a 5th. Moore, right in the middle, goes off of the forearm of Barrett, and we're knotted up at 14 again. And again, the free points is something that Stony Brook has had a very hard time with tonight. Henry, Pierre-Louis sets up Coons right side, and lifting her foot maybe ever so slightly was Sarah Callender along the near sideline. Barrett was there to assist. Or correction, rather, Elenia DeMango. Either way, Tigers in front. Upstairs, Anderson. That's Knockeye. Campbell in the middle. Off the fingertips of Callender. We're knotted up at 15 again. Back and forth we go. Stewart. And right in the middle went DeMango. Tigers back in front. Upstairs. And Moore actually tripped over herself there. Or possibly a friendly fire from one of her teammates. The dump. And Moran. Kaitlyn Moran in that 6-2 formation for Towson with the setter specialty dump, and gives the Tigers a 2-point edge. And that forces a Kristen Belzong timeout, her first of the third set. Back in 60 here on Flow Sports.
Stony Brook Cancer Center, we don't just conduct clinical trials, we create them, all so Callie can keep trying new things. We are a multidisciplinary team, caring for you from every angle, so Jim can find just the right one. We develop highly individualized, leading-edge cancer treatments, so Sarah can follow her passions, using our strengths to help you regain yours. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
Bacon. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny, what are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Oh, my bacon sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
We welcome you back inside Pritchard Gymnasium. Joey Jarzinka on hand with you. The Tigers in front of the Seawolves 17-15 following the Belzung timeout. Just want to give a quick shout out to Stony Brook women's soccer, who will be vying for their first CAA title down in West Long Branch as they take on the top-seeded Monmouth Hawks, beginning at 7 p.m. on Flow Sports. Back row attempt from Barrett, missed time there by Moore. And with that being said, we'll take a peek at the scores around the CAA. William & Mary took down Elon in a 5-set nail-biter. Meanwhile, Northeastern, they're a half game behind Stony Brook. If Stony Brook cannot come back, these two will be tied. But keep in mind, though, Northeastern and Stony Brook, they split. So then it goes down even further in terms of the tie-breaking situations. Hofstra in front they took down North Carolina A&T 3-0. Charleston already locked in a playoff spot, 3-0 over UNCW. Delaware took down Hampton handily, 3-0, and that is the score update around the CAA. 18-16 upstairs, Brothers kept alive by Coons. It's Moore on the outside. Barrett off the forearm. That's been her specialty tonight. Coons to Henry. Right side, Campbell, Stewart. Oh, what a stop by Nakai. Kept alive. Henry to Moore. No! What a rally. And give credit where credit's due. Ava Nakai. Oh my goodness. It looked good that time for Stony Brook, but simply not enough there as Ava Nakai and Sydney Stewart all over the court. Campbell will try the dump and should be a point for Towson off of a bad set. And now the final timeout of the third set taken by Belzung and the Seawolves. So, as we told you just a few moments ago, we gave you that whole rundown of the ramifications of Northeastern's victory over Campbell in a 4-set win. 3-1 was that final score. We'll take a peek at the updated standings. Delaware and Charleston and Hofstra. Those are the top 3 teams currently. Towson, again, they're playing match number 15 right now. And Towson, alongside Hofstra, Charleston, and Delaware, will be in a 4-way tie for the top seed. If the Tigers can hold off the Seawolves, they are 5 points away from doing so. North Carolina A&T, 10-5. Stony Brook, 7-7. 7-8, Northeastern again. Stony Brook currently clinging on to a half-point lead, or rather a half-a-game lead, if you will, against Northeastern. But Stony Brook right now, we told you early on, they've been struggling as of late. They lost in 3 straight. They were swept by Delaware. They lost in that 5-setter against Northeastern back on the 26th before falling by a combined 6-1 against Delaware just last weekend. This is the final home weekend here inside Pritchard Gymnasium for the Stony Brook women's volleyball team. They end their regular season next week down in North Carolina against the Campbell Fighting Camels. Here's Moore off of the arm of Maisie Jesse, who tried to record her 10th dig. Could not do so that time. So 20-17, Patzos on the service. Upstairs, Jesse to Callender, off of Henry. Point 21 awarded to the Tigers. Henry to Moore, kept alive by Stewart. Henry to Moore, and whiffs on it right into the net. Point 22 for the Tigers. Went backwards there by Cigna. Moore. Kind of bounced back and forth that time. Stewart. Set up Abdul Rahim. And colliding were Coons and Cigna. Tigers within 2. What a third set here for Towson, really pulling away from the Seawolves. Miscommunication in the middle. Eventually got it over. And Brothers off of, looked as if possibly Cigna. And the Tigers, they have 7 match points here. Line drive into zone 2 for Moore. Pierre Louis kept alive Stewart. Abdul Rahim. Patsos. Here's Moore. Stewart. Abdul Rahim once more. Cross-court termination. Oh, no. Looked as if may have gone just long, or just wide, rather. So this match continues on. I think Stony Brook also may have thought that it may have stayed in, but not the case here. Torrey Henry extends the match a little bit more. And now Towson takes their first timeout. Here with a 5-point edge, which, again, 24-19, 1 point, and this match is over. Folks, be sure to join in tomorrow, beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Flow Sports, as we conclude this series between Stony Brook and Towson. We'll be here with you to finish off the home campaign of this 2024 season for the Stony Brook women's volleyball program. All can be seen here on Flow Sports. So Towson, of course, taking the wind out of the sails that Stony Brook was really trying to put together in, give or take, the last few points. And now we'll see how Stony Brook responds here out of the timeout taken by Metal and the Tigers. Here's Henry to keep the match alive. Jesse, Abdul Rahim right in front of Cigna, and that is all she wrote. Towson wins this one in 3 straight sets, 25-19, 25-18, and 25-19 respectively. Well, Stony Brook, they fall to 14-11 on the campaign, and they fall to 7-8 in conference play. Meanwhile, their home record, they are even at 500, 4-4. Meanwhile, Towson, they win their 7th straight match in their last 7 games. 21-4, 12-3 in CAA play, and 5-3 on the road. Folks, once again, join us tomorrow beginning at 2 p.m. right here on Flow Sports as we get you the series finale and the home finale of the 2024 campaign right here on Flow Sports. For my producer, Nick Costi, our entire crew, I'm Joey Jarzinka saying we'll see you tomorrow right here on Flow Sports. From Pritchard Gymnasium, you've been watching this exclusive presentation of CAA Women's Volleyball from the North Fork of Long Island. Towson sweeps Stony Brook.